John. Hi, Eugene. Hi, Missy. Hi, Suzanne. Hi.
Hey, look! They've been digging! Let's go!
All right, let's go!
Look out! That could be dangerous! Man, that looks deep. I hate to fall in that. Gee, it must be a mile. Like a mile. Oh. Heck yeah. It's deep enough to kill somebody. Look at these red lights. Come on, kids, let's go. Come on, Dale. Come on. Hey, Dale, come on.
Children, let's get ready. The signal's going to change. All right, let's go. Stay together now. Stay together.
Do you know these people? They're strangers, aren't they? Do you ever think about strangers? Every day you see lots of people you don't know. Now, some grown-ups see you, but most of them are too busy.
Sorry.
They just don't notice you at all. Most people like you, but there are a few strangers who can be dangerous. Red light people, we call them. Who are the red light people?
Let me have another one. Hi, you here with your mother and dad?
No, they're gonna pick me up in a half an hour.
Sure is warm today. You want to share an ice cream with me? You don't mind if I sit here as long as you're all alone.
Gee, I don't know him. Why is he giving me ice cream?
Be careful. It looks dangerous.
You don't mind if I sit here as long as you're all alone.
Nothing!
In almost every neighborhood, you see many cars. You look out for them. They look out for you. But there may be one special car that's out looking just for you.
There you go, young man.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi there, Bobby.
My name is Neil.
Oh, sure, Neil. Say, I'm trying to find Oak Street. Could you tell me where it is?
It's 3 blocks down that way.
Well, I'm kind of new around here. Get in the car. Show me where it is. It sure would be a big help.
Watch it, red light.
It sure would be a big help. Help.
Red light.
It's that way! Run, run, run! Hey, John, what do you say we cut through the lot? I don't think that's such a good idea. What's the matter, you scared? I'm not scared of anything. Now let's go. Hey, this is neat. Hey, Gene, jump. Hey, John, come here. Hey, John, help me. you win. Hey, John, someone's behind the bushes. Who? We'll find out.
Hi, you fellas seem to be having lots of fun. Why don't you come on over and have something to eat with me?
Who is this guy? I don't know him.
Why don't you come on over and have something to eat with me?
You don't know him.
Okay, Jimmy. No more rocks on the lawn, huh?
Sorry, Mr. Walters.
It's all right, Jimmy.
Hello, Sonny. Your mother or father at home?
No.
Well, that's all right. They asked me to come over and check some electric connections in the house. You have the key?
They didn't say anything to me.
You never mind. Just open the door, and I'll show you what I have to do. You do that, and I'll give you a surprise.
Red light. Look out.
And I'll give you a surprise.
No.
Look, hurry. The movie. Come on, hurry up. The movie's gonna start. That's me. Let's go. The movie's gonna start.
You step that line, so I'm first. Okay, but I get the seat on the end.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The movie started.
I'm supposed to get the end seat.
Well, nobody told me.
Mom said strangers shouldn't touch me.
Sit here, Suzanne. Throw it to me. Over here. Come on, Julian, over here. To me. Hey, over here.
You've seen the red light people. Do you want to know who the green light people are?
2 straight lines, they broke their bread.
Your teacher is one. She's green light. You can always talk to her. She wants to help
They
you.
left the house at 9:30. The smallest one was Madeline.
Hey, over here. Come on, throw it here.
Just having such a good time, I hate to break it up.
Oh, I know, but I hope you can come back again tomorrow.
And your parents. They want to help too. If anyone ever bothers you, tell your mom or your dad right away.
Have a good time?
Yeah.
Good. Would you like to go shopping with us?
We can come back to the park tomorrow.
Okay. Come on, over here.
And some more green light people.
Hey, the ball.
The police or the sheriff.
Thanks.
You can always go to them if someone scares you.
2 Frank to Station B, how do you copy?
And your friends. Your friends are green light people. Stick with them, and you'll all be safe.
Oh, there.
Hi everybody, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Welcome to our AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show. I would like to think that I'm a green light person, but I don't know. I might be putting off a red light person vibe. I like kids. I don't have kids myself, but my wife and I are professional aunts and uncles. We have lots of kids in our lives. But I'm always aware, like, oh yeah, there's an adult who doesn't have a kid. Like, what's his deal? So I'm always sensitive to that. So it's very frustrating, but I respect it. I understand. Did I just admit something and now everybody's all freaked out? No, kids have this wonderful capacity for imagination and joy, and sometimes I forget that, and we as adults forget that. So it's important to sometimes remember that. And adults who have kids, parents, they get that, but they're also overwhelmed and fatigued by having to raise and keep their kids safe and alive and fed and educated, etc. So they don't always get to experience that. But anyhow, it takes a village to raise a bunch of kids, though, I'll tell you that. All right, so this next film is a Cornet film on how to get cooperation. I mean, maybe this accidentally correlates to the previous film in a really scary way, but this is all people in high school. Yeah. I'll just stop talking about this. Here we go.
We all know what the word cooperate means. From the prefix co, meaning with or together, and from operate or work, we know that cooperate means work together. But do we really understand cooperation? Do we know how to get other people to cooperate with us? As physics teacher and audio-visual coordinator at our school, I have many chances to find out. For instance, one day I was discussing an experiment with Harry Collins.
Well, then, the object seems to move better if you overcome the inertia with a steady, easy push rather than a quick, sharp blow. Is that it?
That's right. There's momentum.
Mr. Baldwin, they're here, the new projectors.
Yes, Ed, and I'm here talking with Harry. I'll be with you shortly. Harry, there's momentum to be overcome, you see.
I think I have it. Thanks, Mr. Baldwin. Just a second, Harry. I want to talk to you in a minute. Mr. Baldwin, I just saw the new projectors being delivered. How soon can we unpack them?
No day like today. I'm glad they've arrived. Now we can go ahead with that plan for training student operators we talked about.
So films can be shown better in the classrooms, huh? Oh, Harry, I want you in the Operators Club reforming. From now on, you show films during your study hour time.
I don't know. I don't think I want to be an operator on that basis.
Oh, why not? What's the matter? Don't be a loafer, Harry.
I'm not a... Goodbye, Mr. Baldwin.
That's cooperation for you. What's eating him?
Well, Harry is usually cooperative. He's a member of the student council, the class committee, and the basketball team. And hardly what I'd call a loafer.
Well, I think he ought to help, but we don't need him in the Operators Club.
Well, Ed, I'm glad that you're so interested in these projectors. I hope you'll be able to help organize the Operators Club.
I'd sure like to.
All right. Here's a plan that's been successful. See what you think of it. We'll need to recruit operators, build projector stands, manual training classes can help on that, train the operators, and arrange schedules so they're available for every class period. And then plan our maintenance so the projectors will remain in good condition. It's a big program, and we'll need cooperation from a lot of people.
That's great, Mr. Baldwin. I've got to start already. Here's a notice I typed up for the bulletin board. Would you look it over? Something wrong with it?
When you talked to Harry just now, you didn't get much cooperation, did you?
No.
Well, I'm not sure this notice says just the right thing either. Say, I'd like to show you a physics experiment here. If you were asked to get that weight moving in the quickest way, how would you do it?
Oh, I hit it as hard as I could. With the hammer.
You would? Try it.
Sure, watch this.
Now, watch this.
Well, what does getting this thing started have to do with getting caught? Oh, I get it. You mean I've been using sledgehammer methods about the Operators Club?
What do you think?
Yeah, of course. People generally do have inertia about doing things. If you want to get them started, you have to apply a push in the right, easy way.
You know, Ed, you should be able to get this club on a real sound foundation if you go about it the right way. You're respected, you're enthusiastic, you have a good purpose, one you really believe in, and you have a plan. All these are important to cooperation. What you need to do is to interest people in working together, in cooperating with you.
Sounds easy, but will it really work?
Well, all around us there are problems that require cooperation. Take this organization. They want my cooperation. Before I contributed, they had to convince me to help in their plan for achieving a worthy goal. Or take Northbrook, that new section of town that's just been built up. To get the cooperation of his neighbors, Mr. Jones could appeal to their interests, their desire to lend a helping hand. He might appeal on a concept of mutual help. He might offer assistance in return, cooperating in getting them all to work on time. But there's a bigger matter that needs cooperation, getting that street paved. Now, with so many houses, the appeal for cooperation can be on a basis of personal gain. Each person can gain directly from the paving, but individual efforts are seldom effective. Jones could convince his neighbors that they can achieve results only by working together. By well-prepared letters, full of facts and logic, Jones could appeal to his neighbors to meet together and to speak with a cooperative voice to the town council. And if Jones has really been convincing, he'll find his neighbors working together with him, cooperating to achieve common effort. All such community action depends on cooperation. And cooperation is based on convincing other people that they want to help.
Did that really happen?
I don't know, but it could if Mr. Jones knew how to get cooperation.
Well, I do. I think I can get things really started now. Thanks a lot, Mr. Baldwin. Goodbye.
Well, Ed began using new techniques, appealing to different interests of different people. He found that Ken could be interested in the service angle, doing something for the school. He talked about the projectors and how much fun it was to learn to handle them. That interested Charles. And Ed's enthusiasm was contagious. Soon he had help from others, help in organizing the club. I think Ed put away his sledgehammer. And the fellows respected Ed, even when they didn't agree with his proposition. They listened because they respected him as a person. He must have worked on Harry 2 or 3 times. Gentle, easy pushes to get him started. Harry had inertia about this, but it could be overcome. Yes, Ed made all kinds of appeals. And before long, the gentle pushes began to ease the club into action. Now that we've discussed the lesson points to look for, we'll see the film. We're honored today, being the first class to use the new student operator service. And our audio-visual engineer, Ken Johnson, has volunteered in his study hall time to make possible a smooth, effective showing. We appreciate his cooperation. All right, Ken. Yes, we appreciate Ken's cooperation, and we appreciate Ed's help in getting it. When Ed looked for ways to convince people that they wanted to cooperate, he found them. And he found that people want to help. Ed talked sincerely, appealing to various interests. He wrote notices that attracted and appealed in the right way. A series of gentle pushes at just the right time to really get things started. And isn't it odd that now we respect Ed all the more for helping convince the operators to pull together in the same direction?
Each of the forces can be
Mr.
resolved.
Baldwin, look.
And so, it's easy to see that 2 or more forces acting in the same general direction produce the effect of a single force somewhere between them, and much larger than either one alone. This is known as the principle
It's amazing how often physics applies to cooperation in people.
Sorry, I was getting all caught up in trying to figure out what projectors they were using. And man, I love when an educational film talks about educational film projectors or equipment or showing an educational film. And there's a couple of these films. One of them, it's kind of a series, but not quite. But one of them actually talks about the newspaper, the school newspaper, writing about getting new projectors, but that takes money away from the athletics department, the football team, and so it's this AV Geeks versus the football team. It's actually pretty funny, and somehow AV Geeks win. I don't know how. This next film is another Cornet film, just coincidentally. Actually, I got a couple of Cornet films lined up. Star Wars came out. It was a big deal. When I was a kid, it was a big deal. And so I did a show called How Star Wars Ruined Educational Films, and basically showed films that had a science fiction element to it that was kind of glommed on as a gimmick, just to kind of get people interested, kids in it interested. And this next film is part of that series. It features models from, I'll let you guess what it is in the comments. It's pretty obvious. If you know it, you know it. But this is a way to talk about, land animals, but it has this weird kind of thing around it. So I showed Verb Star months ago, and it was incredibly tedious, and it had this same kind of science fiction artifice to it that really wasn't important to the story and was just the most tedious, boring thing you can imagine. So this isn't as boring, but it is part of that ilk. So here it is, Creatures of the Land.
Toward the end of the terrestrial 20th century, scientists from the second planet of the star Epsilon Eridani set out to classify living organisms in remote sectors of the universe. These are the stories of those explorations and of the brave beings and robots who made them possible.
It began as an ordinary mission. Our scientific team was studying life on the third planet of the star Sun. I, Alex Precocium, science assistant, was working on the landing vehicles. My helper was Tenping, 10th member of the Program to Investigate Natural Groupings, or PING class, designed to classify life forms. Tenping had once landed on the surface of this third planet to help our scientists study plants. While we were testing landing vehicle number 3, it happened. A meteor shower. Did the ship go home without us? Was it destroyed? Whatever happened, Tenping and I were alone. Our radio not working. Our vehicle able to make only short flights. What could we do? We landed where it was dark, where there were no people. And the next morning, on this strange planet far from home, I faced a lonely existence, unable to contact my people, and forbidden by our laws to reveal myself to people here. I was afraid, and the strange surroundings did nothing to comfort me. Plants were everywhere. At home, I'd seen them only in museums. And the sounds of unknown creatures. Might they be dangerous? And then I thought, I was probably the only member of our crew to arrive here safely. I alone could carry out our ship's mission to observe and classify animals. The robot, programmed to study living things, could be my guide. If his programming was still intact, I had to find out. Tenping, can you help me to classify animals? If you can, please demonstrate. Oh, you classify by size. Some animals are small, others large. And you classify by complexity. Some animals have very complicated body parts. Others are somewhat simpler. You classify by lifestyle. You consider where and how an animal lives, what and how it eats. And you classify by reproduction. How does the animal produce young ones like itself, and how does it care for them? Apparently, the robot could classify living things. And so we began. At a stream near our landing place, we heard the sounds of... Of what? A fantastic-looking creature. We began to classify. Its size? Rather small. Complexity? Inside the body was a skeleton made up of many bones around a spine or backbone. The bones supported soft body parts, muscles that enabled the animal to move, organs for taking in air and expelling it, skin to protect the animal, and beginning in the head, extending through the body, a control system of brain and nerves. Most interesting, this animal was about the same temperature as the air around it. What a fascinating creature, and how eager I was to learn about its lifestyle. As we observed the creature and others like it, we learned that they begin life underwater. They eat small plants and animals. They breathe oxygen dissolved in the water through special organs, gills. But most remarkable, these creatures soon leave the water. They breathe air with lungs, and they eat other animals. I wondered, how does such a remarkable animal reproduce? Interesting. There were males and females. Cells from both sexes combined to produce hundreds of tiny eggs. The parents did not take care of the eggs. Eggs that lived hatched into the babies we had seen, living underwater until finally they grew up and breathed air. We classified them. Small animals with backbones that begin their lives in water and then move to land. They are known as amphibians. We traveled by night. And as we studied the strange planet, we saw animals different from those I'd seen anywhere else in the universe. Far different from the amphibians. How could anything so strange be alive? Well, we began to classify, beginning with size and complexity. This animal was large, but like the other animal, it had a backbone and skeleton. Its body was about the same temperature as the air. Was that true of all animals here? There was a difference. The skin was tough and dry. We prepared to investigate its lifestyle and reproduction. Interesting. These animals breathed air and could live on land, but they often hunted for food in the water. Fascinating how they laid eggs on land and guarded them. How unusual they were, these large animals with backbones that laid eggs on land. The reptiles. Observing them, I wanted to learn about other creatures of this beautiful planet. And I did. Often we hid, waiting for timid animals to approach. There were flying animals that nested near the water. Others lived in trees. We examined and classified some. Medium in size, with a backbone and skeleton. There were special bones to support the muscles of flight. And the skin, It was covered with overlapping structures that helped this wonderful animal to fly. And look, their bodies were warmer than the surrounding air. How different they were from animals we'd observed earlier. Their behavior was remarkable too. They nested in large groups, often with the same mates year after year. They used grass and twigs to build special places to hold their eggs. And they cared for their young ones for a long time after hatching. We classified them. They were the warm-bodied ones that flew and laid eggs. Their name, birds. Though I regretted leaving the birds, we traveled on to discover and study other animals. For a long time, we had wondered about certain amazing creatures we'd seen. Some were very small. Others were large, much larger than Tenping or I. All had bony skeletons with backbones, a body plan that was very familiar to us. But a new characteristic was in the head, the most complex control system on the planet. And the skin covering, thousands of tiny filaments or hairs. I'm still amazed by the many lifestyles of these creatures. Some burrowed in the earth and ate plants. Others lived on the surface of the planet and hunted. Some stayed close to the water, like amphibians. Still others flew through the air, like birds. But no matter how they lived, most of these marvelous animals raised their babies in a very special way. They gave birth to living, moving young ones. The mother fed them with a very special fluid from her body, and the parents cared for them, often for a very long time. Observing these animals kept us busy while we were marooned on the third planet. We classified them as the intelligent creatures, with the largest of all brains, born alive, animals with a great variety of body shapes and lifestyles. Their name, the mammals. Remarkable. Can you show me what it looks like inside? Here was an animal without a skeleton. A hard outer covering supported the body. Animals like these were very abundant. Most were small. Some ate plants. Some ate little animals like themselves. Many had wings and could fly. These, the robot informed me, were the adults. The young ones had no wings. Good, we've caught it. Let me see. Is it different from the others we found? How many pairs of wings does it have? There's no time to take off. What do we do now? I thought I heard him go this way.
I don't think so, Rob. There's nobody here. Jimmy must have been imagining.
Jimmy. That was the exact moment when you saved us.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Thanks. It's good to be back. Someone said you've been searching for me for a long time. That's great. The others on our ship were all saved too? Good. Yes, I hope what we've learned will be helpful to the scientists. What was it like down there? Wait till I get some rest. I'll tell you all about it. We both will.
Toward the end of the terrestrial 20th century, scientists from the second planet of the star Epsilon Eridani set out to classify living organisms in remote sectors of the universe. These are the stories of those explorations and of the brave beings and robots who made them possible.
So, yes, everybody called it. That was Space 1999, spaceship, the Eagle. The makers of this film were very resourceful with what they could find that looked remotely space-like. So, yeah, it's kind of fascinating. I just wanted to say thank you to William for buying me coffee. Coffee is what makes AV Geeks run. Is the caffeine is directly drilling into my brain, which somehow translates into me showing you films. So thank you for that, William. This next film is it's another Cornet film, and this one is interesting in that it was made for men in high school or technical school, or just a group of men, young adults, who are basically about to get drafted. This is during a time period, this is post-World War II, so probably Korea, Vietnam, and this film is trying to acclimatize the young men into what they're going to experience, how they're going to be snatched away from civilian life and have to serve in the military. This is called Starting Now. Enjoy.
Great struggle of our times, the struggle between freedom and tyranny, between democracy and communism, is a serious, deadly struggle. And your life will be affected by it. You know this. You also know that your part in that struggle will mean many kinds of service to the cause of freedom, and you will consider that service a part of citizenship. You know that you should include military service in your thinking, in your life plans, that you should plan for service and take steps toward getting ready for your service life. But then it all seems so remote, so distant from your life in school with your friends. You may say, why worry about all that now? Well then, when should you begin thinking about service? Here are three fellows who are thinking about that question. Suppose you begin, David.
Well, you said something about why worry now. I'm worrying, all right. I graduate in June and then... But everything changes so fast. One week they tell you can pick your service, and the next it's a different story. I can't see any use in trying to plan anything until the last minute. Then your planning may be useful.
You know, I have an idea there's lots of things you could be doing. If you knew what?
Oh, what's the rush? I don't know why you drag me into all this. There's years to wait. And if you're lucky, why, you get a soft job somewhere. Of course, if you're not so lucky. So long, fella.
Thanks for the encouragement, Johnny. Now, who was it said you have years to wait?
Well, the sophomores do.
And juniors.
That's what I thought. Last year. But time sure goes fast. And all of a sudden you wake up with service staring you in the face.
Well, maybe.
Well, suppose we see what we can find out together. Johnny, what do you really know about life in service? What is it like?
Oh, you get basic training. You learn how to handle a gun. And if you get the breaks, well, you get into some special training school, learn a trade. Of course, if you don't get the breaks, well...
But that basic training is pretty sure, isn't it? What do you know about that? Mike, what about you?
Well, you get to wear a snapper uniform. The girls go for that. It's pretty nice.
Pretty nice? I think it's pretty rough. You have to work hard and take orders. Well, I know my dad's worried. He thinks I'm not ready for life in service.
You know something? I don't think we really know much of anything about life in the service.
Let me try to help you a little. Think. Think of a barracks, a big, plain wooden building which you share with lots of others. Think of your own bunk, your own corner that you must keep neat and orderly. Think of having no privacy, no chance to be by yourself. Think of long days of hard physical effort. Think of going until your feet ache and your shoulders sag. Think of intense mental effort, too. Think of studying hard, and you have to make good. Think of learning all kinds of new skills and learning them fast. Think of being homesick, terribly homesick and lonely. Think of acting under orders, quickly, obediently, intelligently, without questioning. Think of meeting new faces, hundreds of them, making new friends. Think of time on your own, away from home, with no one but yourself to guide your conduct. Whatever else it is, life in service is demanding. It demands top physical condition. It demands emotional balance and stability. It demands a well-developed set of moral standards. Well, David, those things hold true in every branch of service, under all conditions. Mike, service isn't all a pleasant lark. There are many things to prepare for. Johnny, there are so many things to be done that you'd be wise to start immediately. Yes, even though service seems years away.
I know one place to start. That's finding out about service. We sure don't know much. Can you get stationed near your home?
How do you get to be an officer?
When can you come home on leave?
What clothes should you take along to camp?
Is it true they really shoot at you in basic training?
Will certain courses in high school help you?
Whoa, slow down, fellas. I won't answer all your questions, but you can figure out where to get the answers.
I wonder if there are any books here that would help. Have to ask the librarian.
A recruiting officer will give you lots of information. Only they might forget to tell you about the less pleasant side.
Hey, some of our teachers are veterans. They could tell us a lot about the service if we asked them. Do you think we could visit a camp and really see what it's like?
Would they let you in?
They might.
You could try finding out, couldn't you? But let's just say that you're right, Mike. One of your first steps is to get information, especially information about the services. Then what's next?
Maybe you should check up on yourself. Well, I mean, if you're going to have to study hard in the service, think how good you are at studying now.
Yes, and then practice up and learn to do better.
What do you say, Johnny?
Though, well, what's the rush?
Johnny, you have a lot to do. You have such a big job ahead of you that it's time to begin now. Think, Johnny, what are the steps we've discussed? Find information about the services. Check yourself. See how well you fit in. Develop yourself. Get ready to fit in better. And I'd like to add one more. Start now, because there's so much to be done. For example, you'll want to read and study quite a bit about service, besides your other studies. You may want to replan some of your courses here in school. You'll want to have a general physical exam and perhaps take steps to build up your physical condition. That takes time, you know. You might check yourself emotionally. How well do you get on with strangers? How readily do you make new friends? Can you stand being away from home? What can you do if you have problems here? Well, Johnny, you can see that there's quite a bit to be done.
I see. Start now, huh? Physical exam, study about the services, plan courses. I wonder if I could talk to my counselor sometime today. You know, I'm going to be busy.
Well, Mike?
Well, I guess if a sophomore ought to start now, a junior sure should. Only, well, I don't have so much time. I can't do all that.
Maybe not, but there are things you can do, starting now. You can build up physical endurance. Even if you're in good health now, you can surely stand a regular program of exercise. You can learn responsibility. Ever have a part-time job? It might be a good idea for you. You can establish better contact with your church. The guidance and moral support you get there will be valuable to you later on. Yes, Mike, there are many things you juniors can do.
Starting now. Uh-huh. There are things to do. Learn responsibility, learn to work with people, get a part-time job, huh? That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? And I've got a lot of studying I want to do, too. I guess I'll be pretty busy.
Well, that puts me on the spot, all right. These guys are pretty lucky in a way. They have some time. I don't have much time. I'd really better get busy. Let's see. Find information, check yourself, develop yourself, start now. Well, there are a lot of things I want to know about service. We all had questions. Let's work on finding the answers. As to checking myself, well, I've just had a physical exam. But maybe I better have my teeth examined, too, and have them fixed up if they need it. Develop yourself, get ready. Well, fellas, it looks as if I better use what time I have. It's a big job, isn't it?
Yes, it's a big job fitting service into your life plans. Sophomore, junior, senior, wherever you are in school, now is the time to begin. Now is the time to begin.
It's kind of an odd disclaimer at the end. So it's an interesting film, especially when you compare it to other films that Cornette put out, which are about what you do after school, you know, like going to college or seeking a trade or what jobs you can, you know, this is like, oh, and by the way, you're going to have this dangling sword of being drafted hanging over your head. So never mind all that other stuff. You might as well just get ready to get drafted. I think my stepfather, he was in college and he failed out, so he went to the Marines. My father had already graduated, and he basically enlisted in the Navy and became an officer to avoid the draft. He knew that he was going to get drafted. And I think Joe Namath was also part of his draft board. And Joe Namath did not get drafted and actually became a professional football player. So there you go. This next film it's either French or Canadian because it's basically in French. And it's a really odd film. It's what would happen if ghosts start a fire, is my informal description of it. But it's trying to talk about how to prevent fires, but in a very interesting way. So this is Help Prevent Fires.
toujours plus d'incendies, toujours. Qu'est-ce qui est... À qui la faute? À qui la faute? À qui la faute? Non, ne la jetez pas. Non, ne fumez pas au lit. Non, pas près du fourneau. Non, ne le laissez pas là. Les vapeurs de gasoline sont très explosives. Non, jamais quand la fenêtre est fermée. Non, pas sur la plaque du potager. Non, ne surchauffez pas l'huile. Ne les mettez pas mouillés dans l'huile chaude. Court-circuit? Pourquoi? Court-circuit. 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 Non, ne les rafistolez jamais. jamais de cendre dans une caisse en bois. Ça s'enflamme pour un rien. À qui la faute? La faute est à chacun. Chacun peut provoquer des incendies. Chacun peut les éviter. Bien, le fer a repassé sur son support. Juste retirer la fiche. Oui, sécher les pommes de terre. Bon, l'huile n'est pas surchauffée. Parfait, chauffé dans l'eau. Remplacez-les par des neufs. Jetez les plombs défectueux. Oust, ça n'a rien à faire près du chauffage. Bravo. Plus de caisses en bois pour les cendres. Plus de bidons de pétrole. Éteinte, incendie évité.
I gotta find a better copy of that film. It is really, I really like it, and it's the soundtrack, and the sparseness of it, and the no, no, oui, yeah, and most fires are caused by French ghosts. So there you go, it's something you learned today. This next film is actually, I have a couple of films like this. It is a cobbled together a bunch of public service announcements into one long piece. Drugs Are Like That is like that. There's another one that I have that features the Tin Woodsman for the American Heart Association, which also has a number of PSAs that all smush together. This one doesn't have well, it does have kind of segues, but it features a celebrity. So let's watch. Learn Not to Burn.
Want to know how many people were burned? You don't? I don't either. What good are statistics going to do you in a fire? A fire. What does it mean? If you're like most people, you think it's a building burning. Fire engines, sirens, the building burning. Walls, ceilings, like that. Did you think of people burning? Maybe you figured the people were in a little trouble, you know, like they had to stand outside in their underwear or something. But listen, just like buildings, just like wood and plastic, people like you and me burn. Now, there are some things you can learn, though, that'll give you a good chance of not burning up in a fire. I bet you already know some of them. You ought to do this before going to bed, especially after a party. Check behind the cushions for lit cigarettes that might have slipped down. You see, down in there, a cigarette can smolder for hours. You wouldn't know it. Then after you're asleep, it can start a fire, and the smoke will get you. So do this before you go to bed. It can really pay. Also, you can ask everyone in your family to learn a simple rule that'll help keep matches out of children's hands. Watch. Did you know you have a strike zone in every room? Not like a baseball strike zone from here to here, but from here all the way to the floor. It's where you should never keep matches, because it's where kids spend most of their time, looking for something to play with. And you don't want them to find your matches or your lighter, do you? So remember this simple rule. Keep matches out of the strike zone. Here's a great way to cause a fire. Smoking in bed. You know that already, right? Me too. I know. Everybody said you're not supposed to smoke in bed. I'm different. I won't fall asleep without putting it out. Those fires happen to other people. I'm not tired. Got the point? See, it's not so much that people don't know what's dangerous. Sometimes they'll do it anyway if you let them get away with it. But some things people might not know. Like here. Now there's something really dangerous. Cookies over the stove. You know why? Not because they're fattening. Now come on, I'm moving them. Guess why? It's because they could lure your child over the burners, and his clothes could catch fire. Your child, or brother, or sister, on fire. You don't want that to happen. And it won't either, if you'll just move your cookies. There's another cause of fires you don't think about every day. Watch. Boy, this is stupid. Hi. This wire under this rug is stupid. It can cause a fire. See, when people walk on the rug, they're walking on the wire till it breaks. And look, hot electricity. It'll burn the rug, maybe while you're sleeping. And the rug will burn the house, and the house will burn you. Put your wires where they can't get broken. Boy, being stupid can really burn you up. Speaking of things you might not think about every day, there are some causes of fire you can't even see, but they're there. If I was gasoline, part of me would be vapors, which you'd never see. And I'd sneak down. Before you know it, I'd be here. And here. Even here, on the other side of the room. That's why you should never keep gasoline in the house. Why, if there should be an open flame anywhere around here, man, I'd hit the ceiling. Okay, you just learned some things that could help you keep fires from starting. But what if there's a fire you just couldn't prevent? Here are some things to know so you can avoid getting hurt. Can you guess why I'm crawling? I'm showing you what you should do if your house is on fire and there's smoke all over. Down here, you'd be able to breathe. Up there, smoke would knock you out. Then the fire would get you. And not just your house, you. See, the smoke will be up there where your mouth usually is, and the air will be down here around your knees. So crawl out of a fire with your mouth just about knee-high, okay? Now, you know what I'm doing? Here's my plan for getting out of the house if there's ever a fire downstairs. And you have to think this out in advance, because when a fire starts, you want to start guessing how to get out. And have a place to meet once you're out. A tree or something. So you'll all know there isn't someone still inside. How would your family get out if you couldn't use the door? Where would you meet? Another thing, sometimes you may think you can use the door to get out, but you shouldn't. What do I mean? Watch. Pretend I'm a door to your apartment or your bedroom, and there's a fire on the other side. Feel me. Come on, don't be shy. Give me your hand. Feel me. Am I hot? If I am, don't open me. Get out a different way. Because if it's hot enough outside to make me feel hot, it'd knock you out before you took 2 steps. So in a fire, feel your door before opening it. If it's hot, don't. Now, guess what I'm going to do? Get down and roll. Uh-huh. But guess why? I'm rolling because I want to show you what to do if your clothes ever catch on fire. Because the fire won't just burn your clothes, it'll burn you. So don't run. Don't stand up at all. Just fall down and roll. That way it'll squash out the fire and save your skin. So remember, if your clothes ever catch on fire, roll, roll, roll your body. The thing is, you should try not to panic. Try to stay calm and remember the right thing to do. Whether your clothes are on fire or whether there's a sudden fire in your home, like a grease fire on your stove. Know what you should never do to a grease fire on your stove? That is what you should never do to a grease fire on your stove. Never, ever throw water on it. Instead, cover the burning pan with its lid, or maybe a larger pan. But no water. Water will explode with the hot grease and burn you. So if you ever find yourself about to throw water on a grease fire, please don't. Well, you saw things to do if you're in a fire, and things to do to prevent a fire. What we've really been saying here, I guess, is learn not to burn. You know, it seems that learning not to burn is mostly just common sense, but just the same, too many people get hurt by fires. I said at the start, I don't want to get into all those facts and figures. Hey, I don't want you to get into them either, you know?
So that's just stop, drop, and roll. That's where it came from. And not to be confused with duck and cover, which is a totally different safety scenario. Although it would apply, I think, if you were on fire due to an atomic blast, you would probably want to roll around on the ground, try to put it out. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. And thanks again to everybody that donated coffee to AV Geeks. Big fan. Does wonders for my brain. So join us tomorrow, 1 o'clock, and we'll watch some more films. If you like what you saw, click like or subscribe or whatever, and share what we're doing. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your family, somewhere in between. Tell people that you don't know. Be the green light person in people's lives. That's what we should bring that back. Be the green light person, not the red light person. The green light person. Thanks, everybody, and very much appreciate your tuning in. This is the highlight of my day, and I love sharing these films with you. So thanks so much. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.